Make it through these next 7 minutes. Not much of a drinker. I do like to drink. I just don't do it very often. I'm kind of small. People call me a lightweight. They're like, "Hey, lightweight, I'll drink you under the table, you fucking pussy." You know, and I just don't get it, because pretty much the only thing you're really telling me is that you kind of have a disability that causes you to suck at getting drunk. You know, it's kind of like if a paraplegic bragged about how he could beat you in a wheelchair race and then called you a cripple. Or, you know, like if someone with a erectile dysfunction gave you shit for having a premature orgasm and then called you a faggot. You know, I just don't get it. But I think these are the same people that invented drinking games, you know, like, hey man, let's come up with a game that takes little to no talent, where you try and give your best friends alcohol poisoning while being as verbally abusive as you possibly can. Yeah, sounds like fun. And the loser passes out early and starts puking all over the place, and the winner's the guy that gets to hold back his beard while he does it for the rest of the night. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. Sign me up. Sign me up. All right. Keep drinking. Keep drinking. Yeah, drink up. So me and my wife were at Sex World a couple years ago. I'm just going to keep doing this joke till people stop laughing or start laughing. Yeah, we walked in and sure as shit, right ahead of us was, you guessed it, my folks. Yep, there they were, hanging out at the leather section. Never been there their entire life, but there they were. Gotta tell you, it was pretty disturbing. Got a little nauseous. Wanted to get out of there as soon as I possibly could. Kids were excited to see him, though. Nana and Pappy gave him some quarters to go watch some movies in the back. I got to put some stuff on laid-away. Nothing on that one, huh?
That was good.
Yeah, thank you. And got to go to Hooters, finish up with a meal afterwards. It was actually a pretty good day. Pretty good day. And me and my wife also had a pretty tender moment the other night. We're watching The Walking Dead, and she said to me, "Jason," that's me, and she's like, "Jason, I don't know if I could ever shoot you if you became a zombie. I don't know if I could ever kill you." And I'm like, "Well, that's great, honey. That's awfully sweet of you, because I sure as shit wouldn't hesitate to eat the hell out of you if I became one. In fact, I'd probably single you out, because I love you and I'd like to show you how good of a zombie I could be firsthand. And then the rest of you."
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. It's a love story. It's a love story. I'm going to write a book about it. Another Twilight or something. I don't know. Twilight. Yeah, so I think stubbing your toe is kind of like getting kicked in your foot's nuts. Except you don't have any of that crippling gut pain that kind of creeps in. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. Women don't, and they like to give us hell about the nuts because they like to think that having babies is worse than getting kicked in your balls. But I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree with you. Because if you add up all the times your nuts were kicked, brushed, or even stared at real angrily, and you add them up, lump them all together, that's like having 56 kids, guys. That's like 56 points in a game if you do your football math correctly, carry that extra points, or I'm sorry, that's like 8 touchdowns, but we already discussed that it was 56, but do your football math right, that's 8 touchdowns. I can't even do that math right. That's like being an octomom 7 times, okay? And it's not like nuts get used to it and loosen up over time like a war-torn vagina does either. You know? The 1364th time feels just as shitty as lucky number 13. And when a guy gets kicked in the balls, he gets rewarded with having it videotaped and put on America's Funniest Home Videos for everybody to laugh at. You can't even go from one commercial to another without seeing a baker's dozen of these things. And they never win the 10 grand, let's face it. And when a woman has a baby, she gets rewarded with somebody she's gonna be able to videotape kicking her husband in the nuts for the next 18 years. All right. All right. I think they should have like a occupational safety hazard administration for nuts. You know, call it OSHA or something. You know, the OSHA, you guys at work. You have a little whiteboard that keeps track of all the incidents. You know, it's been 0 incidents, or 0 swings at the piñata since our last testicular mishap. All right, all right. So I like porn. Surprise, I'm a guy, I got a penis. Yeah. Ooh, didn't see that one coming. Came out of left field there. Yeah, I like porn, and sometimes people will say, hey, porn objectifies women. And my argument to that, of course, is, well, I know that. That's why I watch it. I mean, sports objectify men. I sure watch a hell of a lot of that, but nobody gives a crap because I don't jerk off to it anymore. All right, maybe the occasional playoff game. You know, when the Packers lost in the playoffs last year, there was jizz all over the place.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you got such a problem with it, why don't you tell me what I can relieve myself to? Well, Jason, don't you think that porn leads to violence? Well, not really, man. When I'm knuckle deep in porn, the last thing I want to do is drop everything I'm doing to go look for a rape victim. You know? And when I'm done, the only thing I want to do is smoke a cigarette. You know? Well, Jason, why don't you try having sex with your wife for a change? Yeah, that's real good there, single guy. Marriage means no sex in pretty much every language. You know, porn was invented the day after marriage was, and it was invented by a married guy for married guys. Well, Jason, why don't you try jerking off to your fantasies for a change? Well, if you knew what my fantasies were, you'd be buying me porn. Okay. All right, I'm Jason Van Gilder, thanks. Hey, don't judge anybody with a foot fetish till you walk or till you smell a mile of their shoes. All right, thanks very much. Just passing time here till he gets up here.